Hey everybody, Max Kevin here. It's the Little Cutie Podcast. It's not too long. Are you guys ready for some more hot nerd talk? Are you ready? Did you get the lube? Are you ready for the hot nerd talk? Okay, if you remember the first rule of hot nerd talk, don't tell any women about this. Don't. If you tell any, you should tell lots of women about the podcast, but tell them to skip the episodes called Hot Nerd Talk. Tell them you can't click on that one. You can listen to any episode if you're a woman, but not the ones called Hot Nerd Talk. Don't tell any women about this. Anyway, so let's see my PS5 Pro journey so far. I beat Final Fantasy Rebirth. I did everything basically except I didn't do hard mode because the combat's not that good, so I don't want to play it on hard mode. And then I played God of War, and I beat that, and that was pretty fun. And I didn't do the after game extra stuff, but I'll probably do it later because that game was pretty fun. But it was, it was okay. And then after that, I started playing Final Fantasy 16. And Final Fantasy 16, it's the first Final Fantasy for the PlayStation 5. It's the next after the dumpster fire that was Final Fantasy 13. The dumpster fire that was Final Fantasy 12. The dumpster fire that was 15. Yeah, okay, 12, 13, 15. Those are all dumpster fire games. This is the first game on the PS5. It's time for them to redeem themselves after that dumpster fire, Final Fantasy 15. So the reviews for this game are all right. And the previews looked all right. It's like, okay, kind of action game there. Kind of like new style there. So I started playing it. Start playing it. Okay, it starts off. This guy, he's like a soldier with these other soldier guys. He's like, okay, we gotta kill this chick. There's like these two warring. There's like the ice monster and the earth monster are fighting. They're part of these armies. There's two armies fighting, and each of them have a champion. The one army has the ice girl champion, and the other army has the earth guy champion. And so the armies are fighting, and at the same time, their giant monster champions are also fighting. But then I'm part of this. Or not me. The main character is part of this. Like little special ops group that are trying to assassinate the ice girl. So it starts off, it's like, okay, we gotta kill the ice girl. So they're like, all right, let's do it. So you're running around on the mountain there. And then like there's like a, in the background, like the two monsters are fighting. And so there's ice and rocks flying everywhere. It's like, God, how are we gonna kill this lady? There's ice and rocks flying everywhere, And this rock just flies and just smashes this other soldier dude next to you. Just makes him a pancake. And you're just like, oh God, that guy's dead. And then it goes to flashback. That's flashback time, and now you're a child. So it started in this exciting scene. But you don't get to play that. It's time for flashback, So then it goes to flashback time, and you got this little brother who's like a little whiny. He's got the fire monster inside of him, and you were supposed to get this fire monster, but it rejected you, and it went for your little brother. But he has asthma or something. He is allergic to everything. He can't go outside, even though the fire monster chose him as his vessel or whatever, even though he's got asthma. So then, you go on this, go on this little mission there, and you're playing the game, and like the combat is kind of, it's okay, it's not bad, but it's kind of boring, You kind of just do the same. You just press the same button. You just do square, 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 triangle, square, 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 triangle, square, 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 triangle. That's the combat. In Final Fantasy 16, you just hit square, 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 triangle over and over and over. Over and over and over. You hit square, square, triangle. Okay, and then sometimes the enemies attack, and then you hit R1. And when they attack, you hit R1, and then you hit square, 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 triangle. That's basically the entire combat. And then you can also hit triangle sometimes by itself, but that only does 10% damage, so there's never any reason to hit triangle, so you just hit square, 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 triangle. And then sometimes you hold R2 and press square or triangle to do a special attack. But it doesn't really, even though you do all your special attacks, the enemies have like 3 times the amount of hit points they should have, So it's like, even after you use all your special attacks on this normal enemy, they're still alive, and you're just like, okay, how many more times do I have to hit square, 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 triangle before this battle's over, And so you do that, and then you go back to your castle there, and you go to sleep, and they wake up, and you wake up in the middle of the night because like there's these other guys are attacking, they're invading your castle. It's like, the secret. It's like 8 they show this little cutscene of like 8 soldiers like sneaking into the castle, And then like you wake up and like the castle's on fire and like everyone's running around. They're like, "Oh my god, what's going on? The castle everybody's dying." It's like, "Well, there's only 8 guys here. We don't have like a whole army of people that could fight. We don't have any guards in this castle here." And then you go outside and you're like, "Where's my dad? Where's my brother?" And it's like they killed your dad. It's like the 8 guys. They couldn't, for whatever reason. There's no soldiers on your side. They're all dead. These 8 guys that killed everybody. And then it shows your brother there, and he's like, save me, And then he starts transforming into the Firebird. Because these guys try to attack him, and then he starts transforming into the Firebird, and they're like, "Oh God," And then you're like looking at your brother, and you're like, "Brother, don't do it." And then you transform into this fire devil thing, and then you just kill your brother, and you're just like, "Oh no!" And then it goes back, and then it goes back to the guy when he's older, when he's like 30 now, when, he's trying to kill the ice girl, and so now it's back in present time, and the guy's like, "Okay, let's go kill the ice girl." And then they find her, and she's no longer the ice monster anymore. She's just like a human form again, because like it didn't really, you never see how that happened. Like the last time you saw her, she was an ice monster fighting the earth monster, and like now she's just like laying on the ground, like in her human form. And your buddy soldier's like, "Let's kill her." And then you look at her, and she's your childhood friend. And you're like, "I can't do it. She's my childhood friend." Oh yeah, I forgot to say, like when you were after you killed your brother, it turns out your mom is evil. Your mom is the one that snuck the 8 soldiers in, and she also like killed your dad. And then she goes and joins the Empire, And then they kidnap you, and you become a soldier of the Empire, which doesn't really make any sense because they just killed your whole family, and now you're gonna join their army. So like now it's when he's 30. Now it's in present day. You're a soldier of this Empire army that your evil mother controls. Even though she killed your whole family. And then now they want you to kill the Ice Princess girl, but it turns out she's your childhood friend. So you're like, "No, I'm not killing her." So then you fight them, and you fight some other people, and then this other guy Sid comes along. He's like, "Oh hey, want to be friends? Let's take the Ice Girl back to my secret base." And he's like, "Okay," and then you go back to the secret base. And he's like, "All right, so we're best friends now," and the guy's like, "Yep," just like Step Brothers, It's like, "Oh, we just met randomly on the battlefield, but now we're best friends. I'm gonna join you." And it turns out the guy that saved you, he's the lightning monster, And then I don't really know that, like nothing ever makes any sense, and you just kind of like the guy eventually tells you that like you got to destroy the crystals or whatever. So you go destroy one crystal, and then as you're destroying the crystal, the lightning monster guy who's your friend, he gets killed by the crystal guy. I don't know. There's some crystal guy named what's his name? Ultima or something. I forget. But he kills it, and then it's like 5 years later. So your friend dies and it's like 5 years later, and it's like, wait, what? Weren't we just on a mission to kill all the? Why did we stop killing all the crystals? You know. And it turns out your brother that you killed, he came back to life. But then he doesn't. He meets you and he doesn't want to. It's been like 20 years since you killed him, and he doesn't want to talk. You're like, brother. He's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want. We shouldn't have any conversation. I'm just gonna go. Well, I'll see you later. You know. And then. And now you're teamed up with the ice girl, and I don't really know what the fuck is going on, to be honest. The game's so bad. Okay, if you didn't understand anything I just said, neither did I. The storyline in this game makes no sense at all. Like I played it for like 10 hours and I don't understand anything that's going on. I don't understand what anyone's trying to. The story is just nonsense. The gameplay is square, 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 triangle. You know, the quests are just boring as shit. Oh my god, this game is so bad. Everything, the graphics pretty good, but everything about this game's terrible. Oh my god. So I stopped playing that game. God, I bought it for $20. That was a waste of $20, dude. I want my $20 back. I don't think I'll ever go back. I don't know. It's not looking too good for the Final Fantasy series, man. They've all been 12 and 13 and 15 and 16 have all been dumpster fires. I don't even like 10 that much, really, you know. They haven't made a good one since the PlayStation days. They haven't made a good Final Fantasy in 20 years. So sad to see, you know. Same thing with the Tales games. They haven't made a good Tales game in 20 years. Anyway, like, it's like, okay, you got God of War there. God of War is a great game. Why don't you just make your game like God of War, you know? You know, God of War's got a great battle system. If you want to make they tried to make this action battle system, but it's just terrible. You just press square, 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 triangle, and you don't even. That's it. And that all the enemies have way too much HP, so it takes forever to kill them. It's like, oh god, who designed this? Who designed it? Just make it more like God of War. Just emulate success, you know? I don't understand why they can't. I don't understand the whole gaming industry, but anywho, that game sucks. So then I bought Cyberpunk 2077, dude. Cyberpunk. It's got Keanu Reeves. And okay. Yeah, so this game, when it originally came out, it was bugged as hell, you know? Everybody hated it because it was bugged, but supposedly they fixed all the bugs. You know, I'm playing on my PlayStation 5 Pro 5 years after it's released. It's still pretty buggy. There's still quite a few bugs. So not all the bugs have been fixed. I've run into a few bugs. And the game crashed one time for me, too. It just totally crashed, and it's like, you gotta reset your system. And so that's kind of disappointing. Another disappointing about Cyberpunk is that there's no, you know, I got the PS5 Pro, but there's no PS5 Pro enhanced version. Like when I play, you got graphics mode and then performance mode. Performance mode is 60 frames per second, 1080p, no ray tracing. And graphics mode, you get 4K with ray tracing. The graphics mode looks really good, you know, but then it's not as, you know. The performance mode is so smooth, 60 frames per second, so smooth, so nice, so clean. But the graphics mode just looks so much better, you know. But the frame rate's not as good, so it's a little choppy there. It's a little choppy. So and the game, God, if they just did a pro patch so it ran 4K 60, it would look so awesome. But they don't. They said there's no plan. They're not working on it. It's like, oh god, I paid $25 for this game. You're not giving me a PS5 Pro patch? Oh god. Anyway, this game's pretty fun. It, you know, the kind of the tutorial kind of sucks, so you don't really understand how to play it. You know, like as soon as you start the game, it's like you have 47 different inventory slots. You can upgrade your cyberware. You know, you can get bionic eyes and bionic hands and bionic feet and bionic head and bionic circulatory system and bionic skeleton. You know, you got like. There's like 8, I guess realistically there's more like 18. And then you got your equipment, and so like they don't really give you any tutorial. They're just like, oh, here you go, have fun. Here's your 18 inventory slots. Have fun equipping stuff. We're not gonna really tell you how it works or whatever, you know, but here you go, have fun. So you gotta figure out how to play yourself there, you know. And but other than that, it's a fun game. It's cool. You know, you can play how you want. You know, if you want it to be first person, or you could do melee, or you could do like, you know, the magic, which is just like hacking. You know, there's a lot of different ways to play. You can play how you want. You can be stealth. You can just go smash dudes' heads in. So there's a lot of options for how you want to approach stuff. And the level design is pretty cool because you got a different, you know. I guess that's why that game is so bugged, because there's a lot of different options to do stuff, you know. But it's too bad about the bugs. It's too bad about the bugs. Otherwise, it's a pretty great game. It's pretty fun. I like it. I'm trying to think what else. What else about Cyberpunk? I can't think of anything else. I guess that's it for Hot Nerd Talk. I guess that's it. Remember, don't tell any women about this. Don't tell any women. I just complained about Final Fantasy 16 for 15 minutes. Alright, that's not going to get me any chicks at the club. When you go to the club on Friday night and you get your drink on, you know, you downed 4 vodka martinis. I don't know, what do the kids drink today? Back in my day, it was Jaeger bombs. You know. I don't know what the kids drink these days, you know. But when you go to the club, you got whatever the kids drink these days. You drink a White Claw, so that's what they drink. You're on your 7th White Claw. You're grooving on the dance floor. This chick comes up to you. She just starts rubbing her ass in your crotch, because that's what kids do now, I guess. I don't know. She starts twerking there, you know. You're basically simulating sex on the dance floor. You know. And you start whispering into her ear. You're like, hey, baby, Final Fantasy 16 sucks. She's not going to be dancing with you anymore, you know. She's going to find some other cool guy that has cocaine. You know, anyway, thanks for listening. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.